Okay, second chapter of Unit 1 is about the CPLDs, complex programmable logic devices. And in this chapter, basically, for reference, there are few circuit diagrams, and these are from the Altera Corporation. Altera is a company which fabricate or manufacture the CPLD, different programmable devices. Okay, the objectives of the chapter are what we learned from this chapter. Understand the internal architecture of CPLD. What is the internal architecture? What are different blocks and how these are connected? Then gain knowledge of the technologies used for programming, because it is a programmable device, complex programmable. Okay, so how we perform the programming of the CPLD and connecting internal blocks of CPLD. Three blocks are there, so how these are connected with each other. Then learn the advantages and trade-offs of different architectures and technologies. What are the advantages, disadvantage of CPLDs, and different architectures are available by different companies. What are their trade-offs? What are their limitations? So it is the CPLD architecture. Okay, please, if you have notebook with you, please make the diagram. It consists of basically three blocks. First is the input output block. By its name, as it clear, input output. Either it will take the input or it will give the output. Okay, we will explain its internal circuit diagram in the next slides. But for the internal architecture, it is the first block, which is called the input output block. Then we have the interconnect matrix. Interconnect matrix is in between. It is also called the switch, cross point switch. Okay, interconnect means, as you know, interconnection means to make the interconnections, to make the connection of different elements. And the third most important element is the FB, functional block. Functional block is used to program the device. Different logics are implemented on the functional block. Okay, and as you know, CPLD is the advancement of PAL, programmable array logics. So in the functional block, many PALs are present by itself. Okay, many PALs are there in the functional block. So that is why many of the PALs are there. There is around 100 to 1000 of PALs are there, because large number of devices are there, so they can implement the more complex functions. Okay, it is the advantage of CPLD because of the large number of PLs within the functional blocks, so it can implement a large complex functions. Okay, so three blocks are input output block, which either receive the input or give the output. Second block is the interconnect matrix, which is just a cross point switch, which is used to make the connection between different elements. Different elements means either it used to make the connection with input output block, or it will connect different functional blocks. Then third most important part is the functional block. Functional blocks in itself consist of different PALs, programmable array logics. Okay, and different functional blocks can be connected with each other to simplify the complex functions, to implement the complex functions. CPLDs are designed to appear just like a large number of PALs in a single chip. Okay, as I told you, because what are FB, functional blocks? Functional blocks itself are the PALs. A large number of PALs are there in the functional blocks. So that is why it is written here, CPLDs are designed to appear just like a large number of PALs in a single chip, connected to each other through a cross point switch. Okay, these are connected with the help of interconnect matrix. Interconnect matrix is also called the cross point switch. Many CPLDs were used to simply combine multiple PALs in order to save real estate on a PC board. Okay, so in one CPLD, many functional blocks are there, and within a functional block many PALs are there. So many PALs are combined together to simplify the functions, to implement the complex logic functions. CPLDs use the same development tools and programmers as PALs. Because CPLD consists of function blocks, and functional blocks in itself consist of different PALs. So that is why they also use the same development tools and same programming languages as used in the PALs. Okay, in PALs there are different languages that I told you in the previous lecture. Okay, so these are also used in the CPLD because CPLD is itself consists of different PALs and are based on the same technologies as PALs, but they can handle much more complex logic and more of it. They can handle much more complex logic. Why? Because many PALs are there. So many PALs, one PL can implement 2 or 3 functions. So many PLs are there, so they can implement a large complex functions because of the use of many PALs. Then what is the functional block? Okay, it is a circuit diagram of a functional block, and this is also taken from the Altera Corporation, which fabricate these devices, these CPLDs. Okay, and it is the internal circuit diagram of a function block, how it looks like, and what is the circuit diagram, what are basic elements present here. So first of all, as you know, functional block in itself consists of different PALs, programmable array logics. Okay, and PAL, what are the two planes? First plane is the AND plane and second plane is the OR plane. Okay, two planes are there, one is the AND plane, second is the OR plane. So that is why first of all, as you see on the left hand side, first of all matrix is there. Okay, rows and different wire connections are there, and these wires are first connected to AND gates because it is the AND plane. In PAL, first we have the AND plane, inputs are connected to the AND plane. Okay, so logic array is there, and on the bottom, on the left hand side, we have the programmable interconnect signals. These are called programmable interconnect signals because these are used to program the connections. For example, you want to implement a function a b c bar plus a bar b c. So first thing is 3 inputs are there, and inverters are also there. You are also using the complement of functions a bar and c bar. So that is why inverters are also there. Okay, which are used to give the inverted values. Then you have to make the connections here based on your combination. Okay, either you are using the 2 input AND gates or 3 input AND gate, depends on your logic. You have to use the different type of AND gates that are used to implement your function. So in the starting, inputs are connected to the AND gate because first we have the AND plane, and on the input side we also have the inverters to get the inverted signals. After the AND plane, there is the OR plane, but in the case of PAL, it is the advantage of PAL over the PLA is that in the PAL we have the fixed OR plane. That is why it consumes the less silicon area, it consumes the less chip area. So that is why power dissipation is less. So after the AND plane, the outputs are connected to the OR plane. Okay, and in the OR plane, in the case of specifically function block, there are 3 multiplexers, M1, M2 and M3. Why these are used? Because multiplexer is basically a switch which is used to select the particular signal. So M1 is a 2:1, and it is called the clear select multiplexer. Okay, and global clear is connected through this. M1 is used to give the clear signal. As you see in the figure, there is one D flip flop and a clear signal is connected through the M1. Okay, M1 used to give the clear signal. Then M2 is there. With M2 we connect the global clock. Okay, and M2 is used to give the clock signal and enable signal. 2 signals are given by the second switch, M2 second multiplexer, that is the clock and enable. 2 signals are given by second multiplexer. Okay, and as you are seeing here, 2 types of global signals are there, global clear and global clock. Okay, these are the 2 signals which are present in all the ICs. Why these are present? Because global clock. What is the meaning of global? Global means it is same for all the components present on a same chip. if for example on a IC 100 different elements are there, okay, so all these 100, if all these 100 require the clock should be one, same clock should be provided to all every type of elements, because when clock is same, only afterwards the synchronization is possible. Okay, so that is why it is a global clock, and it is always present on the IC, because from global clock we give the clock signal to every element, so synchronization will be there. Similarly, global clear is there, which is also globally connected, so that is why these two signals are called the global. And third switch is the M3, third multiplexer is M3, it is called the resistor bypass. Two type of inputs it is getting here, as you see. First it will get the combinational signal, second it will get the resistor signal. First it will get from the directly from the OR plane, and second it get output of the flip flop, that is the sequential in nature. So two type of signal M3 is accepting, one is a resistor signal, second is the sequential signal. Okay, so it is the basic function block of the CPLD that we already covered yesterday. So it is a theory part for the same that I already explained to you. These are similar to PAL architecture with its wide AND plane and fixed number of OR gates. The architecture is similar to PAL because in functional block we have the PLs within the functional blocks. Many number of PLs are there combined together to implement the complex functions. Okay, so first it have the AND plane, and then it have the fixed number of OR gates in the OR plane. The AND plane is shown by the crossing wires on the left. Okay, on the left, because we are providing input on the left, so that is why first of all we have the AND plane. The AND plane can accept inputs from the input output blocks, other functional block, or feedback from the same functional block. So three type of signals, three type of signals the functional block can accept. As in the diagram you can see, it can receive input from interconnect matrix, or it can receive input from the input output block, or it can get signal from the other functional block, and it can receive the feedback from itself. Okay, so different type of signals are accepting by functional block, and main function is implemented by the functional block. The main logic or main Boolean expressions are solved by the functional block. Other two blocks are just the supporting blocks. Input output block is used to connect the inputs and give the output. Interconnect matrix is just used to intermix. It just used to combine different functional blocks or input output block. But main function is implemented with the help of functional block only. Programming elements at each intersection in the AND plane allow perpendicular traces to be connected or left open, creating product terms which are multiple signals ANDed together, just like in a PAL. Okay, so first of all by the AND we perform the product of input terms. The product terms are then OR together and sent straight out of the block. So after the product, after the AND plane, the inputs are connected to the OR plane, which is used to perform the product of sum, or through a clock flip flop. Okay, so three type of switches are there, so that I already mentioned you. M1 is the clear select, M2 is the clock enable select, and M3 is the resistor bypass. Okay, so first switch is used to give the clear signal, second switch is used to give the clock and enable signal, and third is used to select either a resistor signal or the combination signal. Okay, up to this, have you any doubt what is the CPLD architecture and what is the functional block? Okay, if you have any doubt, you can please share in the chat box, and afterwards I will clear your doubts. Okay, within after 10 minutes. So it is the second part, input output block. First part that we discuss is the function block, where main function is implemented. Then we have the input output block. Okay, as you know, these are used to get the inputs and provide the output. So it is the basic circuit diagram of the input output block. The block is either it is they get signal from switch matrix, or they are connected by VCC or ground. The input output block is used to drive signals to the pins of the CPLD device at appropriate voltage level. Okay, so first point is, what is the use of input output block? Basically, in a large complex device, or for example in a big circuit, okay, different blocks are there. Different blocks means different ICs are there. For example, in mobile phone, if you know about the different block diagrams of mobile phone, different parts are there. Some transmitter is there, receiver is there, antenna section is there, okay, few oscillators are there, then LCD is there. So in this way different elements are there, different elements are combined with each other. So first, the primary job of input output block is to provide the appropriate voltage level. For example, with your CPLD, okay, it is getting signal from one TTL, okay, or it is getting signal from ECL, or it is giving output to PECL or LVDS. So TTL is the these are different technologies which are present in the electronics industries or different electronic devices, okay, and they have different voltage levels. For example, your CPLD gives voltage of 1.2 volt, but other device which is connected with CPLD operates on the 3 volt. Okay, maybe if CPLD give the low voltage of 0.2 volt, but other device take the 0.3 volt as a low signal. So that interfacing is also the use of is also the primary duty of input output block, okay, to make a particular voltage level.
Sir, what is PCL?
These are different technologies. Do you know about TTL, DTL, ECL? These are,
Yes, sir.
yeah, these are different technologies of electronics, okay, and all the technologies have different voltage levels. For example, in TTL there is one logic high and logic low value, but voltage threshold is there. In TTL, maybe it is 3.2 volt, maybe that is in CMOS it is 1.8 volt. So different voltage levels are there on which these devices operate. So it is the duty of input output block, if it is giving the output to ECL, so it should maintain that voltage level also, okay. For example, if you are giving water supply, one tap is there, okay, and where diameter is small, but on other tap diameter is some large. So one pressure level should be there, okay. So similarly in electronics different voltage levels are there. So it is the prime duty of the input output block to maintain that voltage levels. If one device working on the 5 volt, but CPLD is given the 3.5 volt, so it should maintain the output voltage level to 5 volt, so that particular interface device accept the signal, okay. So it is just the voltage matching. The duty of input output block is to match the voltage level of the interface devices. Then input output block typically allows each input output pin to be individually configured for input output or bidirectional. So different pins are there in input output blocks. So it is the duty of circuit to make a pin either as the input or as the output or bidirectional. Bidirectional means it can be used either as input or output, okay, because when we have the plastic case different pins are there, okay. So it is not decided there either this pin is used as input or output. So it is the duty of input output block, it is the duty of circuitry present in input output block to make the pin use as either input or use as either as output or maybe bidirectional, input and output as well, to function to work for both the purposes. So input output block configure all the pins. That is pin number 1 will be used as input, pin number 2 will be used as input, pin number 5 will be used as output. Okay, so in this way it configure all the pins, either it is used as input or output or bidirectional. The input output pins have a tri-state output buffer that can be controlled by global output enable signals or directly connected to ground or VCC. So tri-state buffer is there. You know what is the tri-state buffer? Tri-state buffer means, what is the use of buffer? Buffer means it is used to connect input to output. Okay, it is the use of buffer. But tri-state means, in the case of tri-state, we make one enable signal. Okay, the connection between input and output depends on the enable signal. It is the tri-state buffer. In normal buffer there is no enable signal, but in the case of tri-state buffer, enable signal is there. When enable signal is active, so there will be a connection between input and output. Okay, so primary condition is that the enable should be high or enable should be active. Only afterwards the connection between input and output can be made. In the normal buffer there is no enable will not be there. There is a direct connection between input and output. But in the case of tri-state buffer, the enable signal is there. When enable signal is active, only afterwards their connection between input and output can be made. Outputs can often be programmed to drive different voltage levels, enabling the CPLD to be interfaced to many different devices. Okay, that I told you, it is the duty of input output blocks. It is the duty of that circuit to make the voltage level shifting. Okay, because every device have different type of voltage levels, so it is duty of input output block to vary the voltage levels. Okay, if output is high, so for second device which is interfaced with CPLD, what is the voltage level for that particular device to make it high? So that matching is done with the help of input output block. One particular useful feature in high speed CPLD is the ability to control the rise and fall rates of the output drive by using a slew rate control. Okay, slew rate control is also there, that is with the help of tri-state buffer. An advantage of fast speed of these devices is less delay through the logic, because all devices are predefined. We know the architecture of the input output block, we know the architecture of functional block, we know the architecture of interconnect matrix. Okay, because every device is predefined, so that is why we also know the delay of each device. For example, 3 inverters are there, we know the ideal delay of 1 inverter, so that is added there. Okay, because circuit is already defined, so that is why their delay is also defined. You are not making the change in the circuit. Okay, so that is why their delay is also defined. An advantage of the fast speed of these devices is less delay through the logic. A disadvantage of faster transition is times that they can cause overshoot or undershoot, which can potentially damage the device that the CPLD is driving. Also, fast transition introduce noise which can create problems. Okay, so noise problem can be there because it depends on the second interface device, because CPLD individually cannot work, it can work in a system with other devices as well. So what is the threshold voltage of peripheral devices? That also decide the device performance. Device performance depends on all the elements. Okay, so it is the input output block and it is the functional block and it is the architecture of the CPLD.